Hello, everybody. It's Aaron. Welcome back to the Resonant Rise. We need to do some Botania today. I got some of the magical crop seeds from Non-Sanity. I could have gone all the way through the process, but the benefit of playing on a server is that somebody else does all the hard work and then you just grab a couple seeds and then go from there. So many ender lilies. I have more in the AE, but this is 32 per harvest. So this is fine for me. We don't need no Enderman farm. I foolishly ran the Ender Quarry in the Mining Age instead of the Nether. I need to go to the Twilight Forest and get Adamantine and ATLauncher, and I need some of the Nether ores to make better picks and stuff. I put a little export bus on the pulverizer and an interface on the bottom of the powered furnace. So all of the ores get processed automatically. It became too much of a pain to go ahead and put them in the chest and let them run through. So I figure when I decide how I'm going to store them, I'll just use an export bus and either fill up a DSU or, whatever. So I'm reading about the Elven Gateway core and stuff like that. We have to make a terrestrial agglomeration plate. And I actually have all of these runes except for the Rune of Mana, which is pretty easy. So we're going to make that one real quick. And I may have to make either another mana spreader. I may just snag these because they're not in use at the moment. And I'm probably going to need them for some other stuff in a minute. So I'll grab this one too. We're going to need a runic altar, and I want to try out the sparks. I've never used them without an augment. That's not what I wanted. Give me that back. So that does not go there. That one supposedly will give mana to things that need it, such as this. So let's see if it does. So what do we need? We need 5 mana steel and a mana pearl. I never hit the mark. Okay, so if we hit this with a wand, we should see some progress if the thing is getting mana. It's not. There's no progress bar. This is my problem with sparks. I've never really gotten them to work for stuff like this. Epthalon is having some problems over there. So we'll just do this. See, now we've got progress. So this is why I want the augments for the sparks, because I know I can make them work with augments, but I've never gotten them to work on their own. And I think you have to open up the portal to get augments. If we look, all these augments, I think they all take pixie dust. And a rune, there's no recipe for pixie dust. If I click on it, and I think I read in the Lexica Botania that if we look in the lexicon part, they're not in alphabetical order. It's not, I don't even think they're in here yet. So we're going to have to throw the book through the Elvish portal or whatever. So we still need that agglomeration thing. And that's just crafting. So we'll get some lapis. Hopefully I have a few of them. Not really that many. And I think I'm going to need a few more because we have to put it on top of something specific. Let's go back here to Afflamancy. Okay. We need Terra Steel. That's what I need to look for. Okay, see, we need to put this plate on top of a checkerboard pattern of lapis and living rock. See, it says sparks would be the way to get it over there. Here's our diagram. Living rock under the plate. So let's try this. We're going to have to craft this thing first. And we'll need some living rock. So let's just put it right here. I'm probably not going to leave this set up very long. I don't know how much Terra Steel I'm really going to need. And so let's do this. And that. So those sparks are connected. Theoretically, this thing is getting mana. So why don't we just make 15 more mana pearls. And then I think we just drop 1 pearl, 1 diamond, and 1 mana steel to get Terra Steel. Or maybe not. Let me get rid of the magnet. Of course, I'm probably close enough. It doesn't really matter. I'll probably pick them up anyway. Mana steel, mana pearl, mana diamond. They're all there. Should turn into Terra Steel. So if that's not, let's put a mana spreader up here. I really like Botania, but some of this stuff, I've followed the directions specifically, and it's not working. I don't understand. Lapis blocks, living rock on the corners, living rock under the plate, right? Plate goes down. This is connected to the plate. Maybe it's too high or something, but I mean, it says it's connected, so it shouldn't matter, right? Nothing. This does have mana. That's not an issue. So let me move all this down 1 block, and we'll see if that makes a difference. If it does, then I don't know. That doesn't make me very happy because it shouldn't matter. If the mana spreader is connected, that's all that should matter. Now it's working. I see blue things. I don't know if I have to whack it with a wand or what. Maybe I just wait. I wonder how long I'm supposed to wait, because it's been a couple of minutes now. So I pick the stuff up, the things go away. Now we see the particles again. I'll wait longer this time. Well, something finally happened. Either my items despawned, or I just made Terra Steel and it disappeared. I reread the book while I was working, and it said it takes half a mana pool. So maybe that was 5 minutes. I don't know. I'm about to quit Botania because it's totally unnecessary. Let's try Sparks again, since I got the thing a little lower. And let's get a mana tablet. Let's put some more mana in that pool. And I'm not really sure, as far as the sparks go, you know, the mana pool right now says accepting mana from items. You can change it to sparing mana to items. I don't think that affects the spark. I think that's only for mana tablets and tools and swords and stuff like that that have to be charged with mana. Alright, so that's empty. I'm going to try this one more time. If it doesn't work, then I don't know what to tell you. So it looks like something is happening now. As much mana as it has to transfer, you know, the book says sparks would be a good way to go. This is definitely different than what was happening last time. So the mana spreader, maybe it doesn't transfer fast enough. I don't know, but this is much more of a success than than the first time. I might just cut that whole part out. I don't even know. So let me sleep. We'll get the rest of our stuff together. We'll open the gateway, and then hopefully it'll be worthwhile. All right, so we're going to need some glowstone dust. We'll just grab a half a stack of it. And let's throw away this stupid dirt. I'm not going to throw away the lapis, but I don't think we need it right now. So to open the gateway, we're going to need a couple of mana pools. And I already made the mana pylons. Those are pretty easy. This is the recipe. Those aren't a problem. The bigger problem is, we're going to have to make the gateway core, which actually isn't that tough. And we have to put glowstone with some of these. We're going to need a few of these. I don't remember how many. I don't want to make more than I need. So let's see what it's going to take. Gateway core. Oh, I need Natura pylons, so I am going to have to make another one. So why don't we just move the spark over. We'll have to get a couple more diamonds. I didn't realize I was going to need 2 Terra Steel for this. So while that's working, we'll set up what we can set up. Let's turn that into a mana diamond first. All right. Okay, looks good. So over here, this is just living wood. So we'll go ahead and do, we'll kind of line it up with this in case I need to use those mana pools. So this will basically be a 5x5 with the corners knocked out and the middle knocked out. And then if we do the next page, we put the glimmering stuff there. On the sides and the top, I'm pretty sure the core goes right here. Yep. And then you don't need these things. It's just to illustrate where it goes. So it looks like from the middle, we go 3 out, and then the third block sideways. Should be right there. And look at this. We got another Terra Steel. And then we're going to have to make those other pylons. Oh, that's oh, that figures. 1 Terra Steel makes 2. That's actually good because if I had to make another one, I would have been rather upset. So now we just need to put some mana in these mana pools. So let's grab... I'll just go ahead and fill them up because I'm only going to open this once. I'm going to get all the stuff I need because I've got enough mana to make a bunch of mana steel and stuff, and I could throw it through the gateway. Glass for Alf glass, etc. We'll let those drain while that's working. Let me get a stack of iron blocks. Couple stacks of glass. Can't, no inventory space, that figures. Let's get rid of the lapis block. We're not going to need that anymore. We may or may not need the gold. So put these empty mana tablets in here, and then let's see what we have to do next. Place Natura pylons above the pools. Right click with the wand of the forest. Let's see. I got another achievement and more fireworks. I cannot go through this portal, but I can throw my book in it and they will shoot the book back. And now we got this elven stuff. There's a bunch of crap. But now we've got like the resources of Alfheim. We can trade living wood for dream wood. Blah, blah, blah. Mana steel for elementium. Mana pearls for pixie dust. That's what I needed. Mana diamonds for dragonstone. I don't know how many of these things we're going to need, so I'll probably do about a half a stack of each. Except for this stuff. We're only going to get back a half a stack of those blocks. So unfortunately, I don't have a ton of living wood or living rock. I do have mana pearls. I think it said mana diamonds was the other one. I'll just take a half a stack. And look at this. Now I can make augments for my sparks. It is going to take some time because I've got to... Ooh. I'm going to have to make some more... more runes. Each one takes a different rune. So... apparently... they did not see fit to give back my elementium. I wonder if that's just lost. I've done that with blocks before, so I don't know what the deal is. I also threw mana pearls and mana diamonds, and I have not gotten any of that back. Well, one of the two. I haven't gotten back the mana glass either, or whatever that glass is called. So maybe I gave it too fast. I don't really know, but I don't like it. There's nothing else with a vacuum over here that would have picked it up. Only my magnet. And it occurs to me now, I threw regular iron through there. Maybe that was my problem. But I should have gotten back the glass. What I meant to do with the iron was, we'll just waste another stack of blocks. What I meant to do with this was put it on here. Boy, that'll drain a mana pool, won't it? I should have just done that from the beginning. I wouldn't have had to make this other setup. Okay, so we have a stack of this. We throw it in there. Now we see Elementium coming back. So I guess now it's mana glass you have to throw in there, or maybe it always was. So that stack of iron blocks and that 2 stacks of glass is just gone. The elves kept it. Bastards. So I'm going to take all of this glass. We'll mana glass it, and then we'll throw that through. I mean, this stuff looks pretty cool anyway, but let's throw it through. We should get back 53 of them. Nice little pattern on it. And I may do some nether quartz as well. Make sure you read the book, because that's where I messed up. That was my downfall. I threw stuff in there that they don't trade for anything, and they kept it. So make sure you don't do that. So my main reason for doing this was so I could make augments for my sparks. It turned out to be more of a pain than it was worth, but at least we have progressed a little bit. We now know how to do the ritual of Gaia, which I have never done. And I'm kind of interested in doing so. Maybe I'll get together with Brink and see if he wants to fight the Gaia thing. And if not, then I'll do it on my own at some point. But I basically needed to do something while my Ender Quarry was running, and I figured this was as good a thing as any. So right now I'm at 33 minutes, which will get cut up a lot. It will probably be 12 minutes when it's all said and done. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, leave them down below. Somebody actually suggested that I make a full set of Terra Steel armor with all this mana. I may go ahead and do that. I've never made Terra Steel. I've never made the Terra Steel, I think. I've never made Terra Steel armor. And I've never made the tools or weapons. So maybe I'll do that. So that'll do it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.